So today's session will create the complete VPC infrastructure, like all these, and we'll design the VPC. Okay. So now maybe in North Virginia, I'm going to design one VPC, maybe with the 10.10/16, and I'm going to create 4 subnets. /20 I'm using. The next series is then one more VPC I'm going to choose. So we shouldn't have 10.10 itself, and the subnets are say 10.11. Even if you don't have 4 also, 2 may be enough. And I want to keep these subnet, I want to make it as 1A public, I want to keep 1A private, then 1B public, then 1B private. Say here, whatever I want to keep, maybe like here, this is Mumbai or some other region. I want to keep it 1A private. I want to keep both of them private itself. Both of them I want to keep it as the private itself I want to keep. Okay, so then I want to establish the connection between them. I want to establish the connection between them. I want to establish. Okay, yeah, any doubts on this? Then in order to make that one public, what I need to do? In order to make the public, what I need to do?
Attach the internet gateway.
I need to attach here. Say suppose in the second VPC, I no need to attach. So I need to attach a internet gateway, then create a route table and attach those two public subnets. So we have 2 public subnets, and in the second VPC, I don't want to keep both of them like both of them. I want to keep it as
Private.
private itself. Okay, so then what is the requirement is we have 2 VPCs. Both the VPCs I want to make it like peering need to be established. So I have 2 VPCs. I want to establish the connection between those 2 VPCs I need to establish. Okay, then what is going to happen? Like we can over the private, they can connect. Over the private, they can connect to those VPCs. Or the private subnets, we want to connect to them. Okay, so then here we need to establish a peering. All the prerequisites mostly it met. and peering is supported within the region and multi-region, multi-account. I hope there is no doubt about that, right? Peering is supported at multi-region, it supports multi-account also it supports, and even within the region also it's going to support. So it depends upon our requirement. So we need to choose where that peering need to be established. Okay, so then like we need to send a peering request and need to accept that request on the receiver side. That request need to be accepted. Then like in the first VPC, what is the route table we need to keep? So what is the route table we should have? Like by default, that is 10.10.0.0/16 will use local. Then what is the next one we need to add? If you want the peering connection, what we need to do?
Opposite side or
Step one more we need to add it, right? What is that? 10.11.0.0/16. It need to use peering connection. It need to use the peering connection. Okay, so these two we need to apply. In the second VPC, what is going to happen is, by default, we are getting 10.11.0.0/16 is our VPC. Okay, so then so what is the opposite CIDR block we need to add? What is the 10 dot?
10 dot
Yeah, 10.10.16,
0.0.16.
and that should use the peering connection. That should use the peering connection. Okay, so like this, we need to attach the peering connection should be attached. Okay, then what is the purpose? Like in the second subnet, we can't use NAT gateway. Any idea? Can you guess why we can't use VPC in the second subnet? But in the second VPC, we can't use.
there is no public subnet to save that
There is
NAT gateway.
no public subnet, right? That is the reason we can't use. That is the reason we can't use the
NAT gateway.
NAT gateway. In the first VPC, we are going to keep the NAT. Say here NAT gateway, or we can use one more is also there. NAT instance also. Can you tell me the difference between NAT gateway and NAT instance? Can you tell me the difference between NAT gateway and NAT instance? What is the difference between NAT gateway and NAT instance?
VPC we create NAT gateway, whereas instance like normal instance we need to create.
It's not like that. It's a NAT gateway is managed by AWS, whereas NAT instance we need to manage. Okay, patching all those who will take care. AWS. High availability
Is NAT gateway.
Yeah, AWS will take care for NAT gateway. For NAT instance, we need to plan. Okay, so these all taken care by the AWS itself. But what is the requirement? Why, in which scenario you may use NAT instance?
Sorry, Shrikant.
No, in which scenario you'll use NAT instance?
Self-managed instances.
Yeah, so suppose we want our own security groups need to be enforced, and we don't want a high scalability. because
Man-
only budget I want to keep the control. So it depends upon the instance type, what is the size we have taken. Only for that itself it's going to be charged. Okay, so like this here we are going to decide whether to go for either NAT gateway or
NAT instance.
NAT instance. Okay, so mostly in our scenario you tell you are using
NAT gateway.
the NAT gateway itself. You need to tell. Okay, so then after we install this NAT gateway and NAT instance, so what is the route table we need to apply to the NAT? So NAT route table, say 10.10. So this will use the local. Then what is the second route we need to add?
0.0.0.
0.0.0.0. Say now here either NAT instance or NAT gateway we need to choose. Okay. So then what is the difference between NAT gateway and NAT instance? NAT gateway is managed by AWS and NAT instance is
Self-managed.
yeah, we can manage. Okay, our own customized VPCs, all those, sorry, our own security groups, all these also we can design. And in which subnet we need to keep, whether in the public subnet or private subnet. In which subnet you need to keep the NAT gateways, all those.
Private, sir.
Public
No.
sub.
NAT gateway need to reside in the public itself. If you don't keep in the public,
It will be restricted.
yeah, that would be restricted. Okay, so NAT instance also need to reside in
Public subnet.
Public
public
subnet.
subnet. Okay, so then we'll create all this, and even we need to create even NACL and security groups also, depends upon our requirements. So we are in the North Virginia. I think those VPCs are deleted, but so we don't have that subnet, right? I'll create them fastly. So now here my project is one ITCM is my project. VPC North Virginia I have chosen here. So I think every day we are creating the same things. Say for this reusability, we are going to use Terraform kind of tool. Okay. So, and as of now, we are not choosing IPv6. Like this, how many CIDR blocks we can keep for one VPC? As of now, we kept only one, but we can create 5 CIDR blocks. Then I'm going to create the subnet also. ITCM public. 1A I'm giving. And 1A I have chosen. And the CIDR. Slash, sorry. If I use /16, all are going to take for the one VPC itself. Then I'm going to create one more subnet also. One a private 10.10.16.0/20. Okay, so then I'm going to create one more in 1B. So instead of 1A, I'm choosing here 1B. Ten dot 10.32.0/16. Ten dot 10.48./16. Sorry. Now I have created the 4 subnets. Then I'll go to another region, maybe Oregon. In Oregon, I'm creating one more VPC and 2 subnets. But here I'm making 2 subnets private itself. ITCM Oregon VPC. And we have chosen here 10.16. Then I'll create two subnets. /20. Then I'm adding one more. It's to be /20. So these two subnets also is created, but in the North Virginia, we need to make it public. All those also we need to do. So now here, I need to create an internet gateway. So create an internet gateway. North Virginia IT ITCM IGW I'm calling. Then I need to attach to VPC. So after that, I need to create a route table. Then I need to create a edit route, new route need to be added. Like this, how many routes we can add? I think 60 or 200 is there. I'm attaching that internet gateway which attach it to the VPC. So once we create this route table with the public internet gateway, what we need to do? So what we need to do after this?
You need to associate to public.
We need to attach to the subnets. Yeah. Then I want to make it both the public. I'm attaching and I need to confirm those also. Those have been attached properly or not. So these have been attached now. So now even in that public subnets, what I need to do is public IP address also I need to configure. Now here edit subnet settings, enable and save this rule. To the another public subnet also, we need to do the same thing. Okay. So then, so in the second subnet, we no need to do anything. Okay. So now I want to peer the ITCM North Virginia to like Oregon VPC. Okay. So then maybe assume if Oregon is requester, then North Virginia is acceptor. Okay, either vice versa also is fine. Then what are the details we required for Oregon VPC? Both are in the same account. What are the details we want is account ID we want. But in this scenario, both are same account. Then we need to know the region. Then VPC ID. Now what I'll do is I'll go to North Virginia and VPC. I'll get that VPC ID. And both are in the same account. If it is in the another account, say here you can get that account ID also. But in this use case, both are in the same account. Then I'm going to use Oregon because Oregon VPC is my requester. Okay, so then go here, peering connections. Say create a peering connection. Go to the peering connection and create a peering connection. I'll give the name is Oregon to North Virginia peering. And here requester ID is ITCM Oregon. We are in the same region. Then here try to choose whether within the same account we have or another account.
Same account, sir.
Same account. If it is another account, then go to another account and that account ID you give. But in this, it's in the same
Same
account. Then same region or another region?
other region. Another
Other
region.
region. Another region. Then that region is North Virginia. Then that VPC ID. Then that VPC ID we need to give, and optionally we can add the tags, all this. So this is Oregon, right? Then we need to go to North Virginia. In the North Virginia, I need to accept that. So now if I go for my peering request, okay. So now if I go for peering connections, as of now the status is pending acceptance. So now that requester need to either he can accept or reject. It depends upon his decision, or he can delete also. So now in this use case, I'm going to accept. Like this, how many requests we can send is, we can send 25 requests we can send. So we can send 25 requests we can send there. So now I'm going to accept that request. So, but by accepting the request also, it won't get it. So what we need to do? So what we
We
need
need
to
to
do?
create route tables.
Yeah, we need to create a route tables. So we need to create those route tables. We need to create. So now here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we are in the North Virginia. So here I'll create one more route table. So I'll call this as Oregon route. Have chosen Oregon route. Then in the edit routes, I'm adding one more route. So we shouldn't use the 0.0. Opposite sider we need to use 10 dot 11 dot /16. Then here in this, instead of internet gateway, so what we need to choose is peering connection, that PCX connection ID. When we created that connection, we'll get one connection ID. So exact that connection we need to confirm. We have multiple, but as of now, only one peering connection. Okay, so these need to be attached to any of the subnet which you want to give peering connection. Then in the North Virginia also, sorry, in the Oregon also, I'll create one more routing table. To create that route table. Now this is Oregon to route. Then edit routes, add routes. What is opposite sider?
10.10.0.0/6.
So here also that peering connection will come.
Peering connection.
Then save that.
Changes.
Changes need to be done. Okay, so this will give the private connection between those two, but still we need to do one more step, right? What is that? This need to be attached to. This need to be attached to those corresponding. This need to be attached to those corresponding subnets. So which we want to establish the connection between them. We need to set up the connection need to be set up. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts on this? Any doubts? So now, optionally for the North Virginia subnet, I'll create the NAT gateway also. So this one is that VPC ID here, it's not found. That is the reason that warning. So now what is the difference between internet gateway and egress only internet gateway? If you use the IPv4 CIDR range, then internet gateway we need to use. If you use IPv6, then we need to use egress only internet gateway. Okay, internet gateway we need to use for
IPv4, sir.
IPv4. If you have IPv6, then we
Egress
go
only.
for
Egress.
egress. Okay, so then say I'm going to create here a NAT gateway. The NAT gateway, create a NAT gateway, and we are in the North Virginia. And I definitely need to choose here which subnet, public or private.
Public recipe subnet.
I need to choose the public subnet. Our ITCM related Either 1A, 1B, anything is fine. I have chosen here 1A.
One.
Also, we need to select the connectivity type is public.
I didn't get you.
So I'm saying so connectivity type is also we are like selecting to
Yeah, that's we
public,
need to
not private.
confirm whether that's public or not before doing it. So, but this is residing in the public subnet, but we will attach to private subnet as the route table. Okay, so we need to attach this as the private subnet to the route table. We need to attach, and it's mandatory. One of the step is we want an elastic IP and choose public itself. So now one elastic IP, and any idea how many elastic IPs we can create per VPC? How many elastic IPs we can create? The 5 we can create. 5 elastic IPs. Then I'm creating a NAT gateway. I'm creating a NAT gateway. Still that is in the pending state. So now assume I have 2 private subnets. In 1A I have 1 private and 1B I have 1 private. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to establish the connection this week to 1B assume. To the 1B, we want to attach that. Then I'm going to route table. I'm going to create here ITCM NAT route. Then I'm creating a route table. Say edit routes, add routes. So here again, CIDR should be 0.0. Then in this, we need to choose NAT gateway. Say NAT gateway, I have a doubt here. We didn't attach to any VPC, right? Then how it is getting is, we chosen the subnet, right? That subnet is a public subnet. Automatically, what is that route table in that? That is we are getting here. Then I'm saving this one. So like this here, we can attach the NAT.
NAT gateway type.
Okay, so then say suppose here go to the subnet association. Say make sure we have private 1A and 1B, right? So to which we want to make it like this weekend we want to do the patching activity only for 1B. Then choose only 1B itself. No, I want to do the patching activity for 1A. Then choose 1A itself. Depends upon the requirement. We need to choose. Okay, so then here I'm going to choose the 1B and save that. Is it going to give outbound or inbound traffic? NAT gateway is going to provide the inbound or outbound?
Outbound traffic.
Is the outbound traffic to the internet it is providing. Okay. Yeah. So then I'll create a NAT instance. Okay. Say NAT instance. So but from the EC2 we need to create a NAT instance. So I'm going to here launch the instance. Then my or maybe ITCM NAT instance I have chosen ITCM NAT instance, but these all the quick start kind of AMIs. In this, we are not getting any NAT AMI. Means if you want a NAT instance, for that AWS is providing one NAT AMI. Okay, so now here in the marketplace, community also will have some hundreds or thousands of like AMIs also. In the marketplace will get thousands also. Then I'm going to search for NAT related. In quick start we don't have any NAT. Maybe I'll try in the. But here definitely we need to choose the exact NAT instance. NATs is not correct AMI. We should have NAT itself. This NAT instance I'll try. But better to go with the verified provider. NAT is not correct. I'll select this one NAT instance. Now this instance also need to keep in the T2.micro I have chosen. Then I can use the existing key pair or create a new key pair. Then VPC, we don't go with the default VPC. Okay, so we need to choose our VPC and make sure, say in the public subnet itself, we need to keep either 1A or 1B. Either in the 1A or 1B, I'm going to keep. And already we assigned in that subnet setting auto assign public IP. And definitely we need to open the. So what are the things we need to open is like 22. And I'm adding one more security group rule also. So they given the documentation is HTTP and HTTPS also need to be added. The HTTP and anyhow in the outbound the complete traffic is opened. HTTPS also. Then here with the remaining all default options. I'm launching that instance. So here it's not mandatory. Elastic IP is not mandatory. So now we got the instance ID, right? That network interface we need to select. So if we want to use this one, then what we need to do is, say need to go for VPC service. So in this again, we need to create a route table if we want. So already NAT route table is there. So previously we have attached NAT gateway. This is instead of NAT gateway in the drop down, I'm choosing instance. So here this is the instance ID. Means this is equivalent to instance, meaning is here. That is NAT instance. But normal AMIs doesn't provide us NAT instance. From where we need to create that? From where we need to create that NAT instance? We need to choose that corresponding AMIs. Okay. And in the quick search, we don't have. From the marketplace, we can get those AMIs. From that, we are going to choose it. Okay. So then these need to be attached to the subnet. Okay. And if I go to the subnet, I think private 1B we have attached. I'll go and check that route tables. So as of now, this ENI something is, this is the interface, elastic interface. That means that instance NIC ID has been attached to that. Through that routing is going to happen. But I don't want this. My work is done. Then again, I'm bringing back my main route table. So main route table having how many rules? One route itself. With that, it's going to happen. With that, it is going to happen the private subnet again. Previously also it's a private, but in the outbound that is getting the internet access. That is getting the internet access is getting. Okay. Then if we want any, by default for the NAT instance, we have an elastic IP. Okay. So even if you want a new elastic IP, okay. So we can allocate that elastic IP also to the instance also. Okay, so that means in which scenario you'll go for elastic IP to the instance? In which scenario you'll go to elastic IP to the instance? Say that is a web server or maybe a server we don't want like internet like a IP address shouldn't change. So we want a static IP kind of thing. In that use case, we need to go for
Elastic IP.
yeah, elastic IP. So try to allocate an elastic IP onto the instance. So now here, if you go to the instance also, so in the EC2, so here you go to this instance. So here you can see the elastic IP, security groups. These all VPC components also, but here also we are getting. And network interface also. For every instance, we are getting one network interface also. Okay, so that based on the instance, choose what is the network interface, and on that also we can perform like our operations we can perform. And say here I have one doubt. Try to understand one use case. I have one EC2 instance. If I attach two network interfaces, what is going to happen to that instance? So that instance will get two private IPs we can give. Okay, so like this to the instance, we can attach 5 network interfaces we can attach. Okay, so that means to the same EC2 instance, I want to give two different virtual IPs. In that use case, we are going to give two IPs we are going to attach. So two IPs we are going to attach. So with this, what is going to happen is, it's going to get the two instances it is getting. Okay, so then in the same way, create even the NACL and the security groups also at the time of instance provisioning. They try to create the security group also, try to provision. Okay, so try to provision the security group also, try to provision to that. Okay, yeah, any doubts on this? Any doubts?
No, sir. Right now, no. So
Okay,
we are
try
starting
to take
everything.
another maybe 13, 14 series. Everyone need to do this lab need to be finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so everyone need to finish this lab. Okay, I'll share this one also. Just go through this one and try
Okay,
to finish that. And I'll share one more video, auto scaling and load balancing. That video also finish by tomorrow session.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah, hello.
sir, my cloud account balance is